Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Spa for the 24 hours of Spa, one of the Blue Ribbons events that we have here on iRacing, and we have our SRE endurance team entered. We've got 3 cars ready and waiting to go. It's a 15-minute qualifying session, just enough time to get a couple of laps in. So it's going to be a little bit of pressure for some of the drivers. We are starting with Saiful Arifin and Kelvinder Singh for both of the cars in this split.
Morning,
Just gives me enough time.
Morning.
Good morning. We have our director online as well, Karval Alang, who will be watching the action unfold alongside myself, Matthew Palmer. And a very good morning to everyone out there. Do leave us a comment down below if you like while you're watching the stream, and if you want to like, comment and subscribe and do all the rest of it, we'd really appreciate that.
They'll be driving the same car for Team A and Team B, yeah?
Yep. Just about to explain there, we've got 3 teams here. 2 of them are in the same split, the split we're watching right now. So the SRE Team A is being started by Saiful Arifin and will also feature Ahmad Norazam, Jezrin Jali, Amir Farid and Ilham Halabi, whilst Team B will also be in a Mercedes AMG GT3. They'll be started by Kelvinder Singh, but that car will feature Dominic Ang, Tunku Irshad, Sharul Jaffa, Mohammad Zafri and Ruben Wong, whilst Team C will be driving the Ferrari 488. Malvinderjit Singh, Tamiz Yusuf, Zainul Hazim, Afiq Fadla and Mizan Harun will be in that car. So we've got quite a lot of our very quick SRE drivers all lined up to take the start here. So right now they're just going to put their qualifying times in. Mabul Muhammad says, good luck guys, Team A and Team B on the same split. Whoa. Oh yeah, it's going to get really entertaining. Here's hoping we can pull off, at the very least, a nice photo finish with those guys. That's one of the things about endurance racing. The most amount of fun you can have as a team manager, as I've found over the years, is the staged photo finish coming across the line there. That's a lot of fun to try and pull off. But first we have to get through qualifying session and the 23 hours and 59 minutes beforehand. And we've had some, as usual here at Spa, a lot of entries. This tends to be one of the more popular races, endurance races in iRacing. Right now the fastest car on the field is the one belonging to Team Wolfish Motorsports. They have some fantastic names up here. We can see Equipo iRacing Chile, which is very similar to us, SRE guys, as they're a community of iRacing fans down in Chile. See Pacific Sim Motorsports and Europala as well, Endurance Team Chile. That's another car from those guys down in Chile. They're quite quick as well. Further down the field I can see a few other drivers as well. We've got the Liquid Death Big Bone Racing. They've got 2 cars in there, which is quite entertaining. And we'll see if we get enough time to get through for a quick description of the lap, but in the meantime we have Kelvinder Singh, who's done quite well in the AIMC races, and he did quite a good job during the Le Mans race earlier in the year. We also have Saiful Arifin, who's perhaps one of the quickest drivers. We've got 2 very quick drivers in Team A, with Saiful Arifin and Ilham Halabi, which is going to be quite entertaining indeed. Kelvinder Singh so far in 31st position, 218.787. He'll want to try and get that into the low 218s, if possible at 217. But the thing with qualifying for a big endurance event like this is that the main thing is to make sure you set fast enough time to ensure that you're in the race, as opposed to try and do the big hero qualifying pole lap, simply because there isn't that much reward for getting pole position, and in a 24-hour race it is exceedingly rare for the person in pole position to have any sort of advantage let alone try and win from that position. In fact, most of the time you'll find that unless it's the last couple of years at Le Mans where only Toyota have a chance of winning, the massive majority of endurance races aren't won by the pole sitter. Having said that, it is going to be very useful to try and get themselves as far ahead on this straight. This is the main start-finish straight. It's actually the second generation of the start-finish straight as we go into Lecom hairpin. Now down to the original start-finish straight. This used to be an absolutely flat-out pass through drive past the pits. That pit wall didn't even used to be there, so that was really scary. Now into the most famous corner in motorsports, Eau Rouge and Radillon. And it looks like Kelvinder is happy with that lap, so he's going to pull out.
Okay, let's go on to their room. Team B room.
Alright, so now we're going to jump into Team B's.
Hi guys, we're live.
Hey man.
Morning.
Hello, morning.
So, okay, go on, Matt.
Hi guys.
Hello.
So now we're just jumped
Hey
into...
bro, berdebar gila weh quali aku tadi. Padahal P30 je.
Zainal dah start stream dah.
Dah ke?
Siapa? Zainal Team C ada juga kat sini dalam this group.
Yes, Zai is in Team C.
Alright. We're gonna talk about Team B tanya qualifying tadi. Dah. Okay, Matt, go on, proceed.
So anyways, how is qualifying going for you guys so far?
Lap 1 was good, and then lap 2 made a mistake on the last corner, so lost a little bit of time. So we are now qualified at P32, and Team A is at P26, so we are pretty close by to one another.
Alright, so that means that you guys will be able to drive as a team during the race. It should be quite helpful for you guys.
Yep, that's. I think this is the first time we are having two teams on the same server. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've noticed a couple of other teams as well on the same server. They're obviously going for the same sort of thing, trying to get the same sort of idea of being in the same split and helping each other out with the strategy and things like that. So, what do you think your goals are going to be for Team B this time around?
Irshad.
Goals.
Guys, I'll go over to the other group.
Alright.
Hi, Zai. I think the main goal here is to finish the race with the car in one piece.
Sorry. Good luck.
Alright, good luck.
Yeah. So yeah, having the car in one piece at the end of the race, that would be great.
Yeah, and I suppose that one of the big things, one of the major goals for you guys this evening will be to try and keep the car out of the pits as much as possible.
Correct. Yeah, because the pits for Spa endurance pit configuration, it's quite long, so you're gonna lose a lot of time if you get into the pits.
So, as much as possible, you want to keep the pit stops to a minimum. If you can try and save pit stops even, that'll probably be even better for you guys.
Correct, yeah.
And obviously through the opening laps, that's going to be the most nervous part, trying to avoid any wrecks up ahead.
That is true. But no pressure to Kelvin.
No pressure.
No pressure.
So now we're going into the grid, and we see some pretty quick times there. 2:16.9. Are you too worried about that?
Nope. I don't want to see the lap times now. I hope we get out the first lap in one piece. Whew, I'm so nervous. Hopefully everything works out.
Alright, you get yourself into the mindset, and we'll be watching with interest from the side of the track here.
Kelvin.
Starting 32,
Kelvin.
Yo.
Can I change the setup?
Yeah. Trying to change the fuel, and the thing says fail.
Yeah, because this is the qualifying setup. I need to change it to the race setup.
Alright.
So where do we see
There we go.
Shaiful now is at
All good.
P.
Should be able to grid now.
I don't see his name.
Try 13th.
Another 20 laps and 20.
P26. Okay, guys. Good. Best of luck. We're gonna return to the broadcast room.
Alright, thanks
Alright.
for stopping by.
Yeah.
Right. Thank
And
you,
good-
guys.
Okay.
Good luck and safe racing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Let me find them where they are. 23, 26, and
Fairly close to each
okay,
other.
there they are. Reading up. This
Now
should,
they'll
this
be
should be a rolling
waiting.
start, right?
Yeah, this should be a rolling start. Just return us. Title show is round 3 of the Malaysia Championship. Yes, we did not have the chance to change that. Well spotted there. And as the lights go out, it'll be a cruise to the starting line. I'm not sure if they will do an entire lap of Spa before they get going again. I think they might just go straight off the bat. And yeah, if you guys do want to comment and have a chat with us, we'll try and read as many comments down below. Just Regional says, okay, noted. Alright, we'll try and fix that for the next endurance event. We'll see if we can get a better loadout for that. But for now, we are now underway. We have car 25 and positions 25, 28 and 36. I do apologize.
So in the
Delivery for
map,
these-
I'm only showing the race leader and our two guys.
Yep. So there we have it. That's the distance, and considering there is a chance that the winner could lead by a total of 1 or 2 laps, it's going to be very, very interesting indeed to see how this gets underway. I
The
think
blinking issues is back. So I have to do my troubleshoots on the next stream.
Yep.
This is bad for us.
Yeah.
Let's go on board.
So now we're going on board with Cypher Riffin in the car number 26 as he climbs up through the hill into Eau Rouge, Radion, up the top of the hill into the Camel Straight. And ooh, there's been a big incident up ahead, and Cypher Riffin just misses that. Hopefully the guys behind can save themselves through that. Now heading down the Camel Straight, he's going to watch out for the braking zone into here. Very, very tricky section up ahead. This complex of corners, pretty much the slowest in the lap, barring the bus stop chicane. Everybody is trying to get into a rhythm right now. Kelvinder Singh has managed to avoid that incident up at the top of Radion. There always seems to be an incident every year at Spa going through there. Now down into one of the fastest sections of the track here through Puon. Kelvinder there just trying to get as much speed through pit path there. A lot of the cars, by the way, will be going quite slowly for the first few laps because they'll be on endurance compound tires. They would take about 2 or 3 laps to warm up fully, so you'll see this coming out the pits as well. The lap coming out of the pits usually isn't the quickest. Just to explain about the liveries we have on the car this morning rather. Time just combobulated because we've been working on cars and doing all sorts of fun stuff back at base at Interformula HQ, so that's been a lot of fun. But the livery on these cars are based on the liveries for the Legend Racing team, which I believe features some of the guys from URT in it in real life. So this car exists in Asian Motorsports. I believe Takoezan has a hand in that team as well. Just having some blinking issues there. We do apologise. It's something to do with the. I'm not too sure what it's about. It's a slight technical issue, but we will try and fix that in time for the next time we go live.
The grid of 54 cars, so that may be an issue.
We have loaded up all of them, haven't we? So that'll be all right. So for everything now, bombing down the track into Lake Home, through Malmedy, and out to the Brussels hairpin. Coming out of No Name, as it's known. This is literally called No Name. Now into the double left, or double gauche in French. We are in the French-speaking part of Belgium. Now into sometimes known as Piff Bath, but also known as Les Fagnes, the Fagnes chicane, which is really two full-blown medium-speed corners tied together. The speeds they achieve around here are really rather high indeed as they go into Campus. Then into the famous flat-out section at the back of the track, through Stavelot, and you can see there the supplementary pit exit that they have when they have big events through here. And now heading into Blanchemont, real high commitment corner going through here. Second part of Blanchemont tighter than the first, and down into the bus stop chicane. It looks like so far they've done quite well for themselves. Cypher managed to gain a few places in 23rd position. And it looks like the field have got away with not too many incidents apart from that one at the top of Eau Rouge. So now the real key thing for these guys is to make sure they get into a rhythm as quickly as possible. Get back into that feeling of endurance racing, concentrating on the times, the lap times, and getting past opponents as quickly and cleanly as possible. Battles tend to slow you down in these sort of situations, so you try and avoid them, and you try and work with the cars around you. Having said that, he is very close to Evante in Team Milovatine. We had Team Milo in the previous Le Mans 24-hour race, now we have Team Milotine. Milo Overtime Racing. So that's you get some great guys with a sense of humour coming out for these events there, and it's nice to see that. But up ahead, that is Devante following Kuno up ahead very closely, and it looks like the guys up ahead are very close to each other. So far the field, there's really no one driving away from the lead, apart from Wolfish, who've managed to gain a 1.8 second lead on the start as we come into lap 3 this 24-hour race.
Some changes to graphics.
Yep, we'll try it. We'll try and get the broadcast going back. You know, these old VHS systems need to clean once in a while. For those of you watching, feel free to comment, don't be shy, as we watch the guys go through the race here. Wolfish Motorsports now, they have a race pace of 128.9. It'll still be quite slow for the first opening 5 or 6 laps before teams start going again, simply because they're all bunched up right now. Our guys are doing a 220, which is par for the course for the cars around them, again in heavy traffic, although luckily no lap traffic so far. Well, the challenge with this race is that the lap traffic is going to be even more tricky to handle than at Le Mans, because even though you don't have the prototype cars giving you a hard time, but you do tend to have The backmarkers were capable of pulling away from you, or in some cases even overtaking you on pace. So you have to really be aware of that when you're dealing with backmarkers. They're going to be a lot quicker and a lot harder to get past here than anywhere else. As you can see, 23rd position in that big AMG car, and really starting to get to the groove of things. SRE now up to 23rd position. Just ahead of him is the team Milovatine racing car. The Milo and Ovaltine teams that we've seen at Le Mans have obviously come together. You have Scuderia from Mata Graziosa ahead of him, and Mully Motorsports further ahead. You've got a few more entertaining team names that we found. A Cat Goes Racing is 2 places behind, so you can see it in the background. It's probably a team I should have joined, actually. And Crisscross Racing. I still can't get over the Liquid Death Big Bone Racing. Are they the most metal name in soup? It's down below. But it sounds like SRE definitely in a good position in 23rd. The other guys have also gone up the order. They're in 28th place right now. So the 2 SRE endurance cars within touching distance of each other as they head into lap 5. Obviously, SRE's probably thinking he's getting a little bit more comfortable in the car, he's getting a little bit more adventurous. When we see a overtaking maneuver coming in through the camera straight, he's definitely close enough to try and make the slipstream work there. It's going to be very difficult. He's trying to split the difference between the 2 cars when it comes to slipstreaming. So he goes down into Lecom. Looks like the cars up ahead have changed positions, so now it's not Team Milovatine that SRE is chasing, it's the Scuderia from Mata Grazioso. We have an absolutely international lineup of cars in this split. Cars from Europe, cars from Australia, as well as cars from Asia, and a couple of American teams as well. I believe Bog Motorsports, one of them, and the Sim Racing Syndicate out there as well, bombing around. Bog Racing Industries are branching out there, those guys. SRE now really on the back of the Mata Grazioso car. And it's going to be really difficult to try and make the decision to make the overtaking maneuvers here, because you don't really want to risk everything with still the majority of a 24 hours ahead. But at the same time, the more cars you're ahead of, the more accidents you're ahead of as well. So being in the midfield is very nerve-wracking for an endurance racing team, but if they keep their noses clean and themselves cool, as you can see that we've already had a couple of lapped traffic cars there. Basically, that guy just pulled over at the chicane just to let everyone go past, which is a rather wise decision, as the field is so packed still on this opening lap. Wolfish Motorsports, meanwhile, are in the lead by 3.5 seconds, but pulling away, so they're going to try and go for an early lead. They're very, very quick in qualifying, so looks like those guys might be able to make something work. Liquid Death Big Bone Racing have had a fantastic last couple of laps to drag themselves into the 2nd position, with Modena Motorsports in 3rd and iRacing Chile. Auto A in 4th. Mafia Racing dropped down to 5th. RSR Esports powered by Abruzzi. The professional team up there in 6th position. Euratala Latam Racers team in 7th. Civic Racing in 8th. BJM Motorsports in 9th. And Alpha Racing team in 10th. Meanwhile, Saifur Irfin has gained another position up into 22nd. Still ahead of a Cat Goes Racing, and now again behind Team Manila Time as the Fermata team has obviously gone off, and perhaps they went off track. There they are, Scuderia Fermata and Razioso down in 25th position, but Saifur Irfin now in 22nd, still chasing down the Malogatan car. Both in equal machinery in Mercedes AMG GT3 cars. Very, very close to each other. Now when it comes to cars, the AMG, these front engine rear drive GT cars tend to be a lot easier to run in the endurance races. They're a lot more stable. They're not as nervous perhaps as something like the Ferrari or the Audi. But as you can see, there's the BMW up ahead as well. That's well known for being a very easy car to drive alongside with this AMG. Abu Muhammad asks, what split is this?
I think this is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, split 5 or split 6, I'm not too sure. But it is, from our point of view, the highest split teams. We have both SRE Racing Team A and Team B in this split, so this is going to be very interesting indeed. Might be able to stage a bit of a photo finish, and I believe Team C and the Ferrari are further few splits behind. They've got their own stream going currently, as I understand it. So do check those guys out later on after we finish here. But I believe it's split 6, I believe. 5. I can't remember how many splits they are, so I'll let you know as soon as we get an idea. But right now it is still business as usual for Wolfish Motorsports. They're really pulling out the lead there in a fantastic situation because they've got an empty track up ahead. Meanwhile, Saifur Irfin is trying to make the moves happen. Malaysia Motorsports have fallen victim to Team Malovatine, and right now SRE Endurance A are right behind Malaysia Motorsports. So it looks like Saifur Irfin might be able to make up another place in his bid to try and get that car into the top 20 in the early stages of the race. The number 12 car. That's our lead SRE team car. Sim Racing Enthusiast, for those of you who are just new to this, is one of the leading sim racing enthusiast groups in Asia. We've got a lot of members from Malaysia as well, so this is mainly a Malaysian team, but we also have guys down in Singapore, in Hong Kong as well, and I believe a couple of Japanese guys are in the group as well. So it's a fantastic community of sim racers. They have helped us quite a lot in our General Impact iRacing Malaysia Championship. Do stay tuned to that. We will have that race for you this Sunday after the Spa 24 Hours race, so it's going to be very entertaining indeed. But for now, Saifur Irfin is still in 22nd position and chasing the cars up ahead. Meanwhile, see the Team B cars.
Going on with Kelvinder.
Yeah, Kelvinder Singh, he's in the SRE Endurance Team B car. He's there in 28th position. He's sort of lost contact a little bit with his teammate. Again, another car in the famous sort of Legends Racing livery. He is now up into 28th position and trying to make the moves up the field. He's going to watch out behind him as well. The South Wheels Racing and C2R are very close, and it looks like South Wheels Racing is getting a little bit feisty. He's trying to fill up the mirrors and trying to play head games. That is, as is often the case, they start of the race for a lot of these drivers tend to end up being almost like a sprint race as they try and push the cars as hard as possible. The only real difference between endurance racing nowadays and back then is that the sort of sprint portion of the race tends to go on for a lot longer than usual. So it may look like these guys are quite far down the order, but they're actually pretty much smack dab in the midfield pack, right in the middle of the grid. I believe there's 40 or 50 cars entered currently in the race, so that just goes to show there's quite a lot of cars in this split. Kavinder Singh there, he's got the Fusion Sim Racing car directly up ahead, and he'll be pushing quite hard to try and get onto the tail of Jovanovic. And further up ahead is the Scuderia Fermata Grazioso car. That is the car that Savarofin was chasing before he made a mistake and ended up near the back in that Audi. A lot of differences in the cars throughout GT3. They have a balanced performance system which is designed to try and make the cars as equal as possible, but obviously the handling characteristics aren't accounted for when it comes to GT3 racing. So these cars handle very, very differently, but they do tend to have the same sort of straight line performance and the same sort of lap time. So it's going to be very interesting to see as Kelvinder tries and has a look on to the inside. He's going to go side by side down into Eau Rouge. This is going to be a very tricky overtaking maneuver, and he manages to make the move work on Fusion Sim Racing. So that's another position gain by Kelvinder Singh, really making the moves happen at the start of the race here. He is now up into 27th position, and he will be chasing down the Scuderia Fermata Grazioso car as the battle still goes on, rages on behind him. It's a good job that Kelvinder has managed to get himself out of that group, because it can be quite often the case you see a group of 3 or 4 cars battling each other, and they tend to forget that it's a 24-hour race when that happens, and they immediately head off into each other and ping each other off the road, which is something that Kelvinder or Seifel really wants to avoid as much as possible. Kelvinder still getting into the groove. We talked to him earlier in the broadcast, and their main objective for this race is to try and get the car to the end and keep the car out of the pits as much as possible, try and ensure they get a good result just through consistency and strategy. Well, Starfall will try and push the car up and try and get up into the top 20 positions, hopefully to the top 10 if all goes well, fingers crossed. As we enter the 20th minute of this 24-hour race. Absolutely stunning stuff. So far the grid is still very, very close to each other. This is classic Blancpain style GT3 racing. Cars are never too far apart, and the drivers are always on their toes because it is high traffic, high intensity racing. Meanwhile, Safarifin has one more car up ahead, the JIB Racing Blue team in the Audi R8. And they're climbing the grid sort of almost in lockstep with Team Malovatine. So Deventia and Safarifin basically with the same sort of pace. That'll be quite interesting. But meanwhile, in between the two cars is that JIB Racing Blue team. Coming into the Rouge, up through Radillon, into the Camel Straight. I think Seifel is going to be just a little bit too far behind to try and gain any sort of advantage slipstreaming. The slipstream will be quite important for these guys going around the track here, simply because not only for the speed benefits, the pace benefits, because this track is very high speed indeed, but also for fuel saving strategies as well, which will start to play into it near the end of the race. So as you see, there's a lot of teams out there that have 2 cars in this split, and this will be useful if they can get both cars up to the end of the event. I believe the cars up ahead there aren't blinking for us. It might be blinking
Yeah,
for them.
it's on mostly I think more on our side, so I'm trying to troubleshoot where it's coming from. So this is a good way for me to
Yeah.
prepare for our
Right.
events.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, let me check out.
If you guys have any tips down there, do leave us a comment. Whilst we tune everything up. Let me just see. I don't know if we have to load in less cars in this sort of situation, but
It's mostly related to CPU usage, but I'm only using only 60% of my CPU. I don't know where's the bottleneck.
how much GPU were you using?
GPU?
40 claps is high. Yeah. It's just one of those things where it's the same symptom, different problems. Happens quite often.
As you can see, there's my indicator up the top right corner. C bar is showing red, so means translates to CPU issue. So
Yeah.
how to? I think I'm already going for minimum usage here. It's a bummer.
Yeah. Might need a better CPU.
Okay, so
That's
into
unfortunate.
24 minutes of the race.
Yep. So we're at 1/100th of a race distance at the moment. Still quite a long ways to go, and everyone is still in a very comfortable position. And yeah. So for those of you watching, don't be afraid to leave a comment down there in the comment section below, and while you're there, do hit that like button and share it with your mates. That would be very much appreciated. Spread the love and share the racing. We'll have updates on the SRE racing team's participation in the Spa 24-hour event all throughout the race. So I myself will be taking over the morning session. We'll probably have an afternoon, I believe. Do stay tuned to Adrenaline Impact to see when that will happen. I will be back into it later on this evening after I get back from work.
Yeah, I think we should stop for now. We do have streams on the cars directly, so tune in to their personal pages. I think Shaiful Arifin is now currently live for Team A, and
I believe that's
Zainul
Pico
Hazim is
Media.
live for Team C, and I think Kelvinder is also live.
Yep, so do head off to Zai Gaming, I believe. KSS Gaming for Kelvinder Singh in Team B, and Pico Media, I believe, have his Safarufin's stream on Team A.
Okay, so I want to handle this issue first. So thanks for watching, guys. See you later during this event. We'll have 23 plus hours to go. And Matt, happy working today.
Yes, I'll head off to work and wrench on some cars, and I'll join you guys later on this evening at around about 8 or 9 o'clock.
All right.
Alrighty, so we'll see you in the next one.